Okay, so today I'm talking about, again, more sensory issues due to autism. This time I'm going to have a focus on internal sensory issues. So internal sensory overload or hypersensitivity and so on and so forth. Now, the reason for that is because a lot of people I've met tend to when they think of sensory issues related to autism, they think of external information. Things like, rough surfaces, smooth surfaces, bright lights, bright sounds, loud sounds, that kind of thing. But there's more to it than that. There's the internal senses. Now, just to give a brief idea of exactly what I mean like senses of hunger. So internal information that your body gives you, bodily instincts. So I'm going to talk about that. Now, before I properly get into everything, first I got to make my usual mention. If you like the content and you want to see more, please follow, comment, questions, requests for future videos, repost the video if you're interested, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and blah-de-da-de-da, and now I'll get into it. So, okay, now I'm going to focus on hunger just because I think that's the best example for what I want to talk about, really, and it's the one I have the most experience with, so I think that's fair. Anyway, now lots of people with I can't say lots because it's more like some people with autism or ADHD even, because it's related to both, have difficulties with their sense of hunger, by which I mean sometimes they might feel hungry when they can't possibly be hungry. It's like their senses, their brain can't process the information that their body is giving them. So it's not even just things outside that are affecting them, it's things inside too. So, for instance, now if you eat a massive 3-course meal, you know you're full. Even if you don't necessarily feel like you're full, you are definitely full. That's just enough food. You know that. Logically speaking, that makes sense. But some people with autism struggle to process that, and their body might tell them that they're starving, that they're really, really hungry, even if they've just eaten, like I said, a massive 3-course meal. It'll be like, oh, okay, so I need more food. Now, that one I have the most experience with because I don't seem to have that issue. Yes, there are days when my appetite is a bit on and off, but I think that's pretty normal for most people. I assume so anyway. But my brother, my younger brother, one of them, he has an issue with his eating. So it's like he's constantly going back to the kitchen and he constantly wants more snacks. He's constantly got to eat more. It's like 5 minutes after dinner, he's asking, what else can he have? He's asking, can he have a sandwich? Can he have a yogurt? Can he have something else? And it's like, it's kind of like he can't understand that he cannot possibly be hungry because he's eaten plenty, even more than everyone else. Instinctually, if he sees food, he will go for it since he was young. Even though he's a little older now, even though he's in his teen years, he still instinctively goes for your food or will ask for the leftovers without thinking of it either being impolite or completely, not even inappropriate, just completely unexpected, because how could he possibly still want more food? But he will chow it down with no issue, and he'll still ask for more later. Now, he's gone to the doctor to talk about it a couple of times, and here's the thing, that's where his sensory issues are most prevalent. Sorry, I can't quite form that word for some reason. Anyway, but he cannot just understand that he is not hungry. We have to tell him to his face, you are not hungry. You may feel like you're hungry, you may think you're hungry, you may feel empty, but you are not. Physically, you cannot be. There have been days when he has eaten so much that it's made him sick, or even drunk so much that it's made him sick, and he'll still eat more. It's really bad. Now, lots of issues with autism or challenges with autism can be solved through therapies, through medication, through practice of personal methods, that kind of thing. But some issues in autism can be quite damaging to your daily life or even to other people, even physically. Now, in his case, that is damaging to his health, right? Because he's eating too much, just in general, eating too much. And it's bad for him, really, really bad for him. And that's part of our struggle as a family, because we have to kind of help him control it or tell himself, or help him learn to tell himself he's not hungry after he's eaten like a meal. He's not. He needs to wait a while. He thinks waiting like half an hour is ages after he's eaten. It's not. So, and it's like a girl that I met in one of my meetings. She turned around and said that hers is the other way around, because there's like hypersensitive and hyposensitive within yourself if it comes to eating. In his case, it's like hyposensitivity. He's not reacting to the fact he's full. Not hypersensitivity though, I'd class it as that. But this girl I'm about to talk about in the ADHD and in the autism group, she explained her eating difficulties is really, really bad on like being a hospitalized kind of level, because what happens with her is she may have a drink and she has to actively think, I gotta drink that, because her body won't tell her she needs to drink. It won't tell her she needs water, she needs coffee, she needs any kind of liquid. It won't tell her, even though it does need it. She can't process that information. She said that she's gone days without drinking, and it's only when it's been days and she finally thinks to herself, I need to have a drink of water, not because she feels like it, because she actively is telling herself to, that when she drinks she realizes her body was in pain, like physical pain and exhaustion, because she hasn't been drinking. She says it happens sometimes when she's eating, but worse with when she's drinking. There have been times when she has been in hospital because she's been in absolute pain and they've had to give her a drip because of that. Now, she didn't know for most of her life that she had autism. She was diagnosed as an adult, and only after being diagnosed did she realize that this kind of played into it. But she said it was kind of devastating, actually, because while before she thought, you know, perhaps there's methods she can use, or she'll get over it one day, you know, it's just a quirk of hers that just needs to be like a habit that she's just got to work past. Getting her diagnosis of autism told her that no, this is going to be there for the rest of her life, which was damaging to her mental health. Now that's the thing, because there are still methods, there are still ways and support of overcoming these issues. In her case, she was advised by a counsellor that she was seeing not to give up, not to feel hopeless, and go and talk to a clinic that specialised in eating disorders, because there are eating disorders associated with autism and ADHD as well, for this very reason, all tying into sensory issues. And she said, and this disgusted me, by the way, she said that when she went and talked to a lady about it, explained her issues, how bad it can be, that she just won't eat and she won't drink, yeah, when she needs to, right? Now, here's the thing. She was asking for help with her eating disorder, that she has an eating disorder, but she was turned away from this clinic that's supposed to specialize in it on the basis that, by her own words, she said she's not skinny, yeah? Because she wasn't skinny or looked like she was suffering nutrition-wise, they turned her away. They thought she didn't need any help. It's not that big an issue, even though she told her that told this lady she'd been in hospital before with these issues. Sorry guys, but my storage on my phone is full, so it just told me and it cut off the video. But it doesn't really matter because I was about to brush up anyway with what I said. So yeah, what I said about that girl and the eating disorder thing in the clinic, terrible. I was disgusted, everything else was. She was actually emotional in the meeting. Anyway, I need to go because of the storage thing, and I'll sort that out. But if you like the content and you want to see more, follow, like, leave a comment, questions in the comments, requests, tell me what you thought about what I've said today, you know, repost the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time. Till then, bye, have a great day.